Welcome in, Iowa Hawkeye fans, to another episode of the Hawkeye Tailgate Report. I am Luke Myers, Joey and Stin as always tonight, and it's been a couple weeks since we've recorded last. I believe the last time we recorded it was right before the Indiana game the first time, and we were fairly confident they were going to win that game.
Oh boy, were we wrong about that.
We had been on a bit of a heater, I believe. We were taking care of business.
Yeah, we were rolling there pretty good. And then, yeah.
This is what Iowa has done to me in the last 5 games.
Yeah.
I don't remember my exact words before the Indiana game, but it was something along the lines of, this is a team we should absolutely kick the shit out of. And then I kind of listed a couple things that Iowa does well. And then, literally, that game, we just absolutely sucked the big fat one. Defense was horrible. Offense was bad. It was just the perfect storm of shit that has continued rolling now for the past 2.5 weeks. And I tell you what, Iowa just knows how to fucking do this to you every goddamn year. We cannot have nice things.
The patented Fran February fade.
Okay.
Emphasis on the Fran this year.
And I hate that. I usually hate the Fran fade and like all the people that believe in it. But I mean, you absolutely can't deny it. It is there. Its presence is a real thing.
It's a pattern of behavior.
Yeah. I get that CJ has been out for the last couple games, and he is kind of integral to the offense because he adds another dimension of spacing for it. But holy hell, Fran has just... At times, I don't know what in the hell he's doing. Like, we all knew that the defense was going to be a problem, and it still has been, but like... It's gotten to the point where it's just like, I don't even understand. Guys are literally in interviews after the game saying, like, our zone defense was bad because we weren't communicating. Like, how can you be saying that, like, after the game and being like, hey, that's a problem that we should fix, and then still not doing it the next time around? And just his rotations, and Joe Toussaint apparently is in the doghouse with him because he's only playing, like, 4 minutes a game right now, and his stupid... 2 fouls and you sit the rest of the half rule. It's just, I like Fran in offensive basketball. I'm on the record a bunch saying like I much prefer the style of basketball that Iowa plays as opposed to Wisconsin. But Fran, just what in the hell have you been doing the last couple weeks? Because it just makes no sense. And then on top of that, he's just been kind of an asshole to like reporters as well. So
yeah, it was I should mention, we're recording at halftime of the Rutgers game right now, and we're actually winning. It doesn't mean we looked good. I mean...
Well, to be fair, we only saw like 6 minutes because goddamn Northwestern and Indiana went into double overtime.
Yeah,
both teams that like to breed us.
Yeah, they sure know how to get to us. But, like, it's... I mean, Fran's defense has never been good, but his devotion to playing zone defense constantly... Like, when we play man, it's still not a very good defense, but it's certainly a more watchable and operational form of defense because it's hard to fuck up, hey, that's my guy and I guard that guy. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't get how after this long, he hasn't been like, I'm going to add a defensive guy to my staff. We don't have to be great at defense when you're as good at offense and assisted turnover as Iowa is. But you can't be like 129th or whatever they are in KenPom right now. Like, that's embarrassingly low for a team that had expectations that we did coming into this season.
And, like, the games we've lost have been, like, close, aside from Indiana the first time. Like, we lost to Indiana the second time by 2, Ohio State by 4, Illinois by 5. Like, those are all games. Like, if any defense at all is... Well, I mean, I guess Indiana, we held them to 67 points, which, congratulations. But the other games, if we have defense at all, we win at least 2 of those.
Okay, but also, I mean, I don't know, it sort of comes down to defense, but in every single one of those games, we had second-half leads. In most of them, we had double-digit second-half leads. That's the point where you give, like, some of your starters a rest. You bring your better defenders off the bench. So if that means Jack Nunge and Joe Toussaint and Perkins and Murray, like, they need to be on there. You can when you're up double digits in the second half, you can sacrifice some of your offense for better defense, and then your better offensive guys get some rest for the end of this, for the end of game situations. Because, I mean, in all of those close games that we've lost, we go like the last 2.5 minutes without making a shot. It seems like we have absolutely no offense at all. It feels like there isn't. I get that Jordan Bohannon has been that in the past, but right now, is there a single guy on the team that you feel like, we need a bucket, we're down 2 points with a minute to go? Who's taking that? Who do you feel confident is going to make that shot?
The only one would be Luka, and he's going to be doubled in that situation.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
Time.
So you can't rely on him because he's doubled or tripled every time, so then you have to give it to somebody else. And I do not feel right now like there's a guy on the team that's just like, all right, we have to get a bucket, we're going to get a bucket from this person. It just doesn't feel like we have that person right now.
The second half has started here between Rutgers and Iowa, and C.J. Frederick is back in the game. And also, that's stupid. He's playing.
Yeah, just sit him down. If it's he's obviously important to the team, but if it's that bad where he looks like shit, or he's like not looking healthy in the first half already, even just leave him sit because he's going to be an important part of this team in the future too. Also, if apparently he's way more important than we originally thought, because he goes out for a few games, what happens to the team? There's no way a team that is allegedly this good should be that bad from losing one player.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like, in my eyes, a healthy C.J. Frederick, yeah, it's great, but still,
like,
Luka. I don't know. As far as offense goes, I would still put J-Bo and Luka above him, and probably Wieskamp.
CJ just banged a 3.
No, that was Jordan.
Yeah, that was J-Bo.
But, yeah, without... CJ's a really good 3-and-D guy, but he should not be that much of a difference on this good of a team. You should still roll through the Indiana... Indiana has 2 good wins this year. They're both against us.
And they're a tournament team because of us right now.
Yeah, that's quickly becoming not a good win.
Speaking of good wins, what good wins does Iowa have this year? One game against Purdue?
That's the best win right now. Minnesota, fine. North Carolina, that game's gone down the shitter real quick. I mean, you don't have... We didn't beat Ohio State in Carver. We didn't beat Gonzaga, which that's completely acceptable. I'm fine with that.
I mean... There's very clearly some tiers in college basketball this year. Gonzaga and Baylor are like head and shoulders above the rest of the field. Then there's a lot of pretty good teams, and then there's the rest. So, oh my God,
Patrick just boned a 3.
So like at this, and especially looking back now, like if we after the Gonzaga game, everybody's like, give us one more chance to play them. Like we missed a bunch of shots, didn't make free throws. Everybody's like, give us another chance, we'll beat them. What did I say? If we played them again right now, they'd beat us by 30.
Yeah.
People, we were talking about this earlier. Iowa's offense, yes, puts up a lot of points, but my God, I don't think it's very pretty as most people think it is.
It's because, and this is what I said to Luke, we go for like 2 or 3 minute stretches where our offense is just like, it's like sex. It's so good. Like, the ball movement is great. We get open looks. We're knocking them down. And you're like, holy shit, nobody can stop us. And then we go for 2.5, 3 minute, 4 minute stretches where we're not even making a shot from the field. And I don't get it. And it seems to happen like 2 or 3 times every game. It's unreal.
It's especially bad when CJ's not there because he is a big scoring threat. But that just brings me back around to... On a team this good, there's got to be more than just Luka.
Yeah. And Wieskamp that was travel.
Yeah, that was.
Wieskamp is great, but it feels like he plays like, when he's aggressive, he's like unstoppable. But he only ever plays for that for one half. He doesn't put it together for a full game, it seems like. Holy shit.
Half the time
Murray for 3 now.
Half the time he's just so lethargic out there, just going through the motions and not willing to be aggressive. Drives me nuts.
Yeah, he's way too passive. Like, I get that Luka's kind of the big dog on this team, and, he's going to get the ball, but when Weezy is on, he needs to just say, fuck it, I'm taking over this game, I'm going to do what I want to do, and everybody else can play second fiddle to me.
He still does things, though, like, over the I'd argue he's been the best player over the last 5 games, and I
for
don't
sure.
think it's remarkably close.
I don't say that to like rag on him because he has been good. He just needs to be like consistently like that aggressive. It seems like he doesn't have it turned on all the time when he could. Like some games it just feels like he comes in, he's got like that killer instinct and he's just going for it, and then other games it feels like he's pretty content to kind of just sit back and let the game come to him and let other people do it. And he's like first team all Big Ten caliber. He just needs to like put it out there and be that dog every time instead of just, once in a while.
Yeah, but he does things still the way, like, when he shoots a 3, a lot of times he's falling to the left.
Yeah.
I don't get that. And also I feel like there's a lot of times where he's driving, and instead of finishing the drive, he kind of pulls up around the elbow instead. Do you guys get that?
Oh, my biggest pet peeve with Wieskamp is his long twos. He always
He's the king of that.
He's always like within a foot of the 3-point line when he shoots it, and I mean, it's not a high percentage shot. He doesn't make it that often. If you,
Yeah, the one step in front of the 3-point line too is just the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Make it a 3 or drive to the lane.
So another thing, when our offense is going these stretches, particularly in the second half, it's the guys are out there not able to score or play defense. Where is Ulis, Perkins? It's happened a couple times recently, but Ulis, Perkins, Joe T, where the hell are these guys? If I'm these guys continuing to get brought in by Fran for 3 seconds at a time with less than a minute in the game just to play defense, they get taken back out right away, I'd be so mad.
Well, and how embarrassing is it? What was it, the Ohio State game last Thursday or whatever? How it was like literally the last 15 seconds. It was like offense was out there, then all the starters got pulled.
It was literally it was like a hockey line change. Literally, it was 5 substitutions. And the thing that was the most mind blowing about that game was literally the fucking game before that against Michigan State. Fran benched a lot of his starters for long periods of time in the second half.
And they looked good.
Yeah, because they weren't playing defense, and he brought in the second string guys, and they played good defense, and then off of the good defense, they were able to manufacture offense. And after the game, everybody's like, holy cow, this actually worked. Like, when he put in the good defenders, like, it was a worthwhile switch, and everybody's like, okay, Fran kind of figured that out. And then the next game, he goes and plays the whole starting lineup for like 19 minutes of the second half. Didn't substitute anybody. Everybody was fucking gassed by the end of the game. We weren't making shots and we weren't playing defense and we lost. It was one game after we thought that he had this revelation and then it just didn't happen. I don't get it. Fran has just been like, he's been so irritating this last couple weeks because it seems that he has no strategy with how he's running his lineup. And that's always kind of been a gripe about Fran anyway, is that he has not been a very good like roster manager in terms of like minutes. It always seems like he plays too many people so you can't get in good enough rhythm, or like with this specific team there's only players that are only good at offense or way better at defense, and he doesn't like mix and match them well enough.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's got to be embarrassing. Like, at the end of the Ohio State game, like I mentioned, they were doing those line changes. It's got to be embarrassing if you're the starters and you just all get pulled, like, automatically like that.
It's embarrassing for the team. It's that. I think that right there is why we're not as good as we maybe played early in the season. Because if you're running out 5 guys that can't guard anybody at the beginning of a game against Big Ten teams, I don't care who they are. Big Ten teams are better than who we're playing early in the season. You're not going to do well. And then you get Garza with 2 fouls. The Indiana game, he went out with 12 minutes left in the first half. And we were up still single digits, but it was high single digits, I think.
No, I think we were up by like 11.
11.
Oh, yeah. I said this game's going to be tied at the half. What was it?
We were losing.
We were losing?
Yeah.
By 3.
That is the single dumbest thing any coach does. Like, you're going to sit your best player. I understand if you leave him in there for a couple more minutes, he gets 3, sit him out for a while. But
he is the national player of the year.
He finished the game with 2 fouls. It does you no good for him to finish with 2 fouls.
At some point, you have to trust your players to be smart enough to not pick up fouls. And I don't get how you can let them sit on the bench for that long and watch a lead just evaporate. Because Iowa has had double-digit leads in all of the games that they've lost recently. Most of the time, it's been in the second half, and then we just inexplicably cannot make a shot to save our lives, and then it's coupled by bad defense, and it's just been like the same story over and over and over again. Like, oh, got a lead, then there's 5 minutes where we don't score, the defense suffers, we're down, then we kind of go back and forth for a little bit, and then with like a minute and a half to go, the other team puts together 2 uncontested 3-pointers, and that's kind of the game.
Like, it's in a big game, like say the tournament or something like that, Luka gets 2 fouls early. Is he out for the whole first half? Like, is that...
If that's the case, that should be a borderline fireable offense.
Where do you draw the line? Because these games are important.
Yeah, I know. We're not in yet. We are 13-6.
There's 4 or 5 losses on our schedule yet, the way we're playing now.
Yeah, we got at Michigan State, and I know Michigan State's not great, but it's still at the
They pushed us.
Yeah. Well, the only reason we won that game was because Eula's Joe T and Perkins. At Wisconsin.
Loss.
Home Penn State.
Win.
Penn State has...
Well, I can't call them all losses.
Yeah, I know, but you can...
I'm being
then we got... Here. At number 4, Ohio State.
Loss.
At number 3, Michigan.
Loss.
Home 21, Wisconsin.
Loss. If we keep playing like this, and if we don't have CJ, and if Fran keeps coaching like this, those are all losses, except for the Penn State game, Michigan State maybe.
Yeah,
I don't see us winning against a ranked team right now.
Oh God,
I know Rutgers is ranked, but loosely.
They're 25 right now. They're 25.
Loosely. I mean, it's still ranked.
Yeah, but
it's kind of a funny way to put it. It's like, hey, we're ranked number 25. You're loosely ranked.
I don't see us beating a top 24 team right now with playing like this.
And like after the Indiana game the other day, I said, "Here comes the 5 seed." And you know, we get in that 5 seed, we're going to lose to a 12 seed. It's just going to happen.
We're going to lose to Temple.
No, what's going to happen is we're going to win in the first round in a close game that should not be nearly as close as it should be, and then we're just going to get like ran out of the gym in the second round.
However, I will say, you know what gets this sour taste out of our mouths real quick? We win like 3 in a row.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Winning is the cure to everything,
yeah,
but right now...
We win tonight, we beat Rutgers, beat Michigan State on the road, good win no matter what. You won't be able to tell me otherwise. And then we beat Wisconsin on the road. That immediately gives people hope again.
Yeah, and we need it, because look at us. We have no hope right now.
I literally, for pretty much the whole season up until, the last couple of games, every night there's an Iowa game, I was like, hell yeah, there's an Iowa game tonight. Like, looked forward to it every day, for the whole day. Today, I was like, well, I was playing tonight. Like, I was not excited about the game tonight because it had just been, we'd just been so disappointing the last, couple, 2 weeks, but...
We were getting back late from work tonight. We were watching something on Netflix in the truck, and, I'm like, 6:30 Iowa's starting. I chose Netflix over Iowa.
Well, here's Tony Perkins.
Not that I would have been able to watch it anyway because, Northwestern Indiana, double overtime.
Idiots.
It was on the Fox Sports app if you really wanted to.
I don't have it.
Yeah, we don't have it.
I'm not going to download it to watch this team right now.
That being said, we're kind of taking it to Rutgers right now. I wouldn't
say we've looked good, though, would you?
Well, this half we've looked pretty good. We splashed 3 threes in a row. We've been a lot of negative tonight, so let's add a little bit of positivity. We're up 14 on Rutgers right now.
In this podcast, 12 points. I already dubbed Rutgers a dog shit top 25 team, so... Who do they have that can score?
Yeah, fuck me. Oh.
J-Bo?
All right, yep. I fucking jinxed us with that one.
Timeout?
It's now a 10-point lead. Oh, that's another thing. I think Fran thinks that he has, there must be something in Fran's contract that says you get a $1,000 bonus for every timeout that you don't use, because he hates using them to, break a run for the other team. It seems like, Iowa's got, a 12-point lead. Oh, shit. Indiana goes on an 8-0 run. You'd think, hey, let's take a timeout here. Not if you're Fran McCaffrey. He says, fuck that. Did they even call a foul?
Charge.
Yeah,
but
I gotta say too, though, I'm a big Fran fan. I'm just being critical now because he deserves it.
Critical of the ones you love.
He deserves it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fire Fran guy or anything like that, but there is definitely improvements he can make to his...
In everybody's life, if you suck at your job, you're going to get criticized.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
This is what I said about Gary Barta. I was ragging on him You know, like right.
I like Fran a lot more than I like.
And
Gary
this,
Barta.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but
Don't.
it was in the summer and we were doing a podcast and I was kind of ragging on Barta and one of you said, "Oh, you know, I've heard that he's a nice guy," and I said, "I don't give a shit if he's a nice guy. If he sucks at his job, I'm going to call him out for it."
Yeah,
That's the same thing. Fran, I do like you, but if you're sucking at your job, which you currently are, I'm going to call you out
It's
for
happened
it.
for everybody. Kirk Ferentz has taken a lot of shit over the years. Like, it just happens.
How good is Keegan Murray though?
Yeah, before we want to get positive here, do we want to talk about a sponsor?
Probably should.
So we are getting positive then.
Yeah, we are. Which one do we want to do here?
Nothing
You're
makes
the
me
host.
here.
Fine.
Here.
Or do we want to do them both? We want to tag team.
I don't know. I can roll us into this a little bit better.
Yes.
Nothing makes me feel any more positive than getting some nice meat from Rolling Hills Pork in my mouth.
Oh, yeah. The crispest. Wesley Henderson out of Farley. What did he give us? We've had pork chops.
Austin and I just had a chit chat with Wesley on Saturday.
We did.
And he's trying to get us more meat.
Yeah, so
more of his juicy,
tender,
fat,
delicious, salty,
voluptuous, moist, crisp,
damp.
damn.
We kind of ruined it there.
Yeah.
No, but Wes has been a real G. He hooked us up with some pork chops. He gave us some bacon. He gave us some brats.
Brats, yeah. We got more brats.
I wanted
and
Luke
bacon
to
in the
cook.
fridge.
I wanted Luke to cook the bacon tonight.
Well, Joey was a little late to the show.
I texted that at in the AM today.
Yeah, but then you said, "Oh, I might not be home till 9." So.
Oh yeah, I was down in the dumps big time. I was down bad there for a while.
Yeah, yeah. Wes Henderson, Rolling Hills Pork, Farley. His phone number is 319-461-5520. If you want to get hooked up with some meat.
Are you going to talk about what type of meat his meat is?
Is genuinely terrific meat. Like the pork chops we had. I'm not even a huge pork chops guy.
Much, yeah, but
they were fantastic.
I'm a real big pork chop guy.
Really?
A good bone-on pork chop, just it smacks.
I guess
I do prefer the bone-on.
Yeah, the real skinny ones.
Those are good for sandwiches, though.
Yeah, I guess you're not wrong.
But yeah, great stuff. Although, if you had to pick, we've had this discussion many times. If you had to pick one animal that you could eat the meat from, what would it be? You only get that meat from that animal for the rest of your life. I'd almost have to go pork. I would. Chicken wings are my favorite meat.
Ooh, I forgot
but
about chicken.
I still have to go. I think I'd have to choose pig.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it'd be tough to never eat a burger again.
It would.
You could work around it. I think. There's ways.
You can have pork patties and.
But it's not the same though, you know.
Yeah.
Like hamburgers are especially during the summer, like a hamburger on the fucking charcoal grill. I
like burgers a lot. I'm not that married to them. I could do without them. I think.
Speaking of grills, though, do we want to throw in
on your Phoenix grill from
Demer Oil,
best Dem oil company in the business.
Best Dem oil company in the business. They're out of Dubuque County as well. Toby and Whitey is who you're going to want to look for. They got propane, petroleum, lube. 3 most popular types of Phoenix grills, all set up and ready to take home there. Should I drop the corny joke in there again or no?
Yeah.
I actually just Googled oil jokes. So,
okay.
Don't know if this is going to be appropriate or not. This is just the first one that's on the list. So I apologize in advance if this turns out to be not great. Oh my God, that's kind of loud. Okay. So there's 3 guys working on an oil rig. 3 roughnecks. John, Lonnie, and Donnie are working on a rig in the oil field. While they were working one day, John falls off the rig tower and is killed instantly. As the ambulance picks up his dead body and drives away, Lonnie says, "Somebody needs to go and tell his wife." Donnie replied, "I'll do it. I'm good with this sensitive stuff." 2 hours later, Donnie returns with a case of beer. Lonnie asked him, "Where'd you get the beer?" Donnie told him John's wife gave it to him. Lonnie replies, flabbergasted, "Unbelievable! You told the lady her husband was dead and she gave you beer?" Donnie said, "Not exactly, Lonnie. When she answered the door, I asked, 'Are you John's widow?' She says, 'You must be mistaken. I'm not a widow.' And then I said, 'I'll bet you a case of beer you are.'" That was not an oil joke, so...
I don't really get that. Okay, well...
I since we did a... oil joke. I want to do a pork joke too.
Yes.
What's green and smells like pork?
What?
Kermit the Frog's fingers.
All right, so that's DeborahOilInc.com. Talk to Whitey or Toby. Phone number is 1-800-433-3835. And Rolling Hills Pork out of Farley, West Henderson. All right, so do we want to get positive now?
Ooh, I found a better oil joke that's kind of more
Save it,
oil related.
Save it.
This website's got 91 oil jokes on it. We're not going to go through all of them. My wife stared at me in disbelief and cried, "You're shirtless and also covered in oil?" I chuckled proudly. "Well, you're always saying, I never glisten." She screamed, "Listen! You never listen!"
All right. So, Keegan Murray.
He's kind of like an upgraded version of Bear. Like he's
a much better version of Bear.
Yeah. I don't know if he has the... You're probably going to hate this. The Hawkeye intent, like the Hawkeye heart on him.
Oh,
yeah, I don't...
me. What makes you
He's
say
a
that?
legacy player.
I'm just saying. I'm just
He's
saying.
from Cedar Rapids.
He's from Cedar Rapids, and his dad played for Iowa. I don't know how much more like Iowa could be in that kid's blood.
Well, I'm just saying.
For-
I'm probably biased because Nicholas Bear is like probably a top 3 favorite Iowa basketball player of all time for me.
That's a biased take.
Sorry. Yeah, so Keegan, he's looking good though. He's controlling this second half. He plays defense.
Gives me hope for the future.
He makes free throws. He rebounds very well, which it seems like nobody else on our team can, even Jack Nungy and those guys, although Nungy does grab a bunch. But I feel like we just get out-rebounded every game, or allow so many offensive rebounds, not get out-rebounded. Because usually that's close, but...
He and Pat are giving me some hope for the future.
Pat needs a beef up.
He makes a lot of young mistakes, but at least he shows some of the Nicholas Bear that you were talking about.
Yeah, a little bit. And he can get up and yam it pretty good, too.
Yeah.
He just needs to beef up a little bit, I think. And honestly, we're still probably a top 25 team next year.
Is that John Beeline?
Yeah.
Does he have a coaching job these days, or does he just work for the
he
Big
coached
Ten
the
Network?
Cavs for like 2 games.
Yeah, and then he
something.
called them a bunch of thugs, and then
Yeah.
tried to say that he meant to say slugs.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Well, he was in crisis mode there. He's like, thugs, what rhymes with thugs? Slugs, you were playing slow on defense.
Yeah.
No, but what do you guys think for next year's team? I think we'll be pretty good still.
We need a big.
I mean,
Nungy's not the answer once Luke is gone.
we don't know what old Josh Agundale is going to be like.
Yeah, who is better? Who would you rather have, Woodbury or Nungy?
I think
'Cause I
Nungy is
think I'd
more
rather-
skilled overall.
I think I'd rather have Nungy.
Probably
Nungy for 3!
Nungy!
Probably Woodbury because he doesn't try to shoot threes.
And he pokes people's eyes out.
Yeah,
He goes Captain Insano on everybody.
I liked Woody.
I had much higher expectations for him than what he actually turned out to be.
When you get North Carolina looking at you, it's like...
He shushed his home crowd after he dunked for like the first time in his career. So
Electric.
He was
I like
7 foot.
we got Perk and Ulyss right now.
Yeah, and then a Garza 3 on the way. This gotta go.
Bang!
Oh, it feels good. We're up by 13 with 11 and a half to play. But, yeah, I think Nungy's fine, but he does some stuff where it's very Woody-esque, I think.
I think Woody might be faster than him.
No.
Ooh.
I think you're thinking of Garza.
Why are we back in zone?
Fran loves to play zone.
Yeah. What's your confidence level now, though, in this year's team?
Win 1 game in the tournament.
Yeah. As things currently stand, first weekend
Especially if we don't have
team.
CJ. Look, just look how incapable the team is at points when CJ's not on the floor or when he's not available.
And there's a turnover.
Yeah, well, he was only averaging like 9 or 10 before he got hurt.
That doesn't matter though. It's the spacing and the defense.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably worth 20 a game.
Yeah, it's not just his scoring. His defense was better, and he spaces the floor so much more. I mean, he was a 50% three-point shooter. That's somebody that you have to close out on.
Okay, but yeah, like this team, they still can flip it on, and I do think they could still be a top 10 team in the country.
Yeah, they can.
I don't.
Really? I mean, it's got to come down to J-Bo's got to make shots, Weezy's got to be aggressive, and Luka's got to keep on doing what he has been.
And even then, we still have to be able to play defense and stop somebody.
Yeah, our defense just, it has to be better.
Then it's at that point, it's on Fran to realize who his defenders are. Like, it's all right to run out 2 offensive guys and 3 defensive guys. Like, if you had Luka and Joe Wieskamp out there, but then you also had Ulyss, Toussaint, and Murray. Like, that's
what's out there right now.
Long 2. Splash.
Perkins, Wieskamp, Garza, Nunji, Ulyss.
Like,
that's
that's
fine.
fine
as long
lineup.
as you have Wieskamp and Garza out there who can both score. And honestly, we don't know what Ulyss and Perkins are capable of as of right now, really. But they're good at defense. We know that.
It sucks to say this because it is truly a case of live long enough to become a villain. Jordan Bohannon, and I love Jordan Bohannon. He cannot play against athletic guards.
He couldn't guard a cardboard cutout of Jalen Suggs.
It's not even that. It's on offense he can't play against offensive guards unless they're putting him on the Oglesby screens on the baseline because he can't create his own shot. Like, he is so stuck up at the top of the key without... It's just frustrating. And like, oh boy, we got a game here, 54-46.
Color me shocked.
Yeah, but he... Like, if you put Connor, Joe T in charge of the offense at all times, still, Connor's not... He's a very good passer and a good floor general. But
hey, CJ's back out there.
For one, he was out there the whole half.
Yeah.
Was he?
For one, am shocked that he's back in. I didn't watch much of the first half, but the text I was getting from like Luke and some other people was like, he looks like he can barely move.
And he did, in fact, go to the training room. So, take that for what it is. I personally wouldn't play him for probably the Michigan State game, and then see what happens.
I'd sit him out with Michigan State and Penn State. In theory, we should be able to beat those teams.
Well, no, it was Michigan State, Wisconsin.
No, we have Penn State in there.
No, we don't. It's Michigan State, Wisconsin, Penn State. Let me check. Yeah.
Oh. Well, even sit him for the Wisconsin game then. Whatever.
Yeah, but...
Him, because we're still a tournament team, him being healthy for that is more important than beating Wisconsin.
That is correct, and just like that, we are down to a 6-point ball game with 9 minutes to go.
Stay tuned to hear some major freakouts.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I guess...
That's a foul. That's just a foul. I don't know how that wasn't called.
Yeah. The officiating, I hate blaming officiating, but my God, Big Ten officiating has been pretty terrible this year.
My rule of thumb is when you can point out at least 2 other things that your team is doing wrong. You can't say anything about the refs.
And officiating has not been a reason for Iowa's recent slump. That being said, you can still be objective about it. Like Big Ten officiating just across the board, not just for Iowa,
it's been bad.
has just been terrible.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm saying. Oh, CJ. Oh, yeah, it has not been good. Luka gets a big bucket there.
Off the dish from
Do you guys
CJ.
Do you guys want to talk about that? I don't think Joey was here when I mentioned that.
Luka's
earlier.
bucket.
No, I know he was minus 2,200 to win Player of the Year a couple weeks ago or whatever. But ever since that Illinois loss, it's
Because he's had 2 games in a row where he didn't score 20 points.
I'm just saying, Io's been playing very well, and he is a very, very good player. And I think he had the second best odds of any player. And
that'll help.
That's the second Garza dunk this game. I think he had 12 the entire season.
Yeah. But do you guys think that's fading at all?
No.
I mean, he certainly hasn't gotten any better the last couple games. I like you said, Io's been playing well. I haven't really paid attention to him, but I don't think he should be a lock just because he scores a lot of points. I mean, we also said it too. Early in the season, who did we play? Even to this point, we don't have any good wins.
His most difficult game was North Carolina, and he struggled in that.
He could have risen up the last couple games and helped us win those. He didn't.
Yeah, and it's rare I think this, but I have thought that he has been pushing the cause a little more. Do you think that?
What do you mean?
We all know when he gets the ball in the post, he does a couple pump fakes and whatnot. I feel he's holding on to the ball a little longer.
Yeah, I've always kind of thought he pump fakes a lot, though.
Yeah, he has, but I don't know. I just think he's been trying to do it himself more.
Somebody's got to.
Yeah, but you can't give this. This was the number 3 team in the country. Like, people sucked our dicks for how good at 3-point shooting we were.
Yeah. Well, guess what? When we're shooting like 3 of 18 from 3, don't keep shooting threes all game because obviously they're not going. So you got to try something else. I'm not going to sit here and slander Luka for trying to put the team on his back. Him putting the team on his back, which is what you're saying he needs to do, is him being in the fucking post and being a bully. Sometimes he's not going to have it. Most of the time he is. If it's not going for anybody on the team, you got a better odds of Garza being the guy to make it work than anybody else. He is the prohibitive favorite to be the National Player of the Year and the best player on our team. When all else fails, the ball needs to go through him, and whatever happens, happens. Because if he can't get it to work and nobody else is getting it to work, we're not going to win. But for better or for worse, this team is going to go as Luka Garza does.
Yeah, I don't know. I also think he's been missing a lot more of the shots that he usually just makes. And I've thought that since, like, the Minnesota game earlier in the year. But I'm done railing on him because he's the only reason we're as good as we are.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the Big Ten standings here. We're not going to...
Oh, we're not going to finish in first. That's out of the question at this point.
But you know what's bullshit? Michigan is 13-1 right now. You want to know when the last time they played was?
2.5 weeks ago at least.
January 22nd. That is 20... Well, tomorrow's the 10th, right? No,
Tomorrow's
the 10th.
the 11th.
Yeah, that's damn near 20 days ago. Or it is 20 days ago tomorrow. Something like that. That's so stupid. Like...
Yeah, how come they couldn't just when they...
Well, no,
in defense of Michigan here, they didn't have a COVID outbreak within their program. The Michigan, the state of Michigan, Department of Public Health, put all Michigan athletics on a pause because there was one of the, new variants of COVID that was, in the Michigan athletic program. It wasn't with the basketball team, but because of that, the state made them shut down. So that's not really their fault.
Yeah, but now it's what's going to happen. Okay, but I heard last week that, so Michigan State was out for a little while with COVID, and they came right back, immediately once they could. I heard Michigan said they couldn't, or they weren't going to play just fresh off like that. And in my eyes, those games should be forfeits.
Yeah, I mean, if you can play, you should have to play, but...
And it's what's it going to do for the Big Ten, Because, how are you going to determine...
Yeah, it's going to get wonky with the standings.
Well, you should have to play a certain percentage of your games to even qualify.
I said play 80% of your games, and at that point, you should be able to figure out all the standings and whatnot. Ooh, a big 3 by Wieskamp. But, yeah... I can run down the standings here quick. Michigan 8-1, Illinois 9-3, Ohio State 10-4. These are all conference records, by the way. Wisconsin 8-5, Purdue 8-5, and Iowa 7-5. So if we win tonight, we're back in that 4 range. And actually we hold the tiebreaker over Purdue because we beat them, and we have 2 left against Wisconsin. But who knows how that's going to go?
Probably poorly.
And I don't know if you heard my theory on this, Austin, but I think it's no secret to anybody that I like Iowa football more than Iowa basketball. And I think I figured out why. And it's because, I told Joey this the other day, Iowa football, we know what we are. And we know where we're going to be based. We're going to be 8 to 10 wins basically every season. So when we lose, yeah, it sucks. But
I have a different theory for you. You can be disappointed by Iowa football many times less throughout a season than you can by Iowa basketball. But also, speaking of just being... First of all, we're just cursed as Iowa fans to constantly be disappointed. This year, wrestling, just absolutely kicking the shit out of everybody. Boom. Team put on pause because of COVID. We just can't have anything nice.
Also, Luke, your theory is then you're saying you like that because you know exactly what to expect. What's the fun then? Like you say, Iowa gets really good in basketball, gets up in the top 5, and then just chokes. That's at least exciting.
But Iowa, we were preseason ranked number 3, right? Or number 5?
5.
Iowa
Bears
football's
free.
never going to have that.
Because they will.
Yeah, because football is a completely different animal. Unless you're Ohio State, Alabama, or Clemson, it doesn't really fucking matter because those are the three teams, or LSU that had like a historically good team 2 years ago. Like in college basketball, it's pretty much wide open every year. Like there's kind of your blue bloods out there, but
Not
any
this year.
but yeah, not this year, but any team like on a given year has like a pretty realistic chance of winning a national title. It's not the case in football. It's really three teams and then everybody else, and then so like let's be honest with ourselves. As things currently sit in the college football landscape, Iowa's never going to win a national championship. We just do not recruit at a high enough level to compete with the Alabamas and the Ohio States and the Clemsons.
Yeah, but
and you can say Iowa, we're a developmental program, and we are, and we're good at what we do. But at some point, having just so many more better athletes, like all of the time, makes a big difference. Like Iowa basketball this year, for as flawed as we have been, still like you could say without like getting laughed out of a room, could win the national championship. You can't say that with football, pretty much ever. Even in our 12-0 season, like we got our shit stomped by Stanford in the Rose Bowl. Like even like in our best year ever, we weren't even close to being on a national championship contention level.
Yeah, but I'm also on record saying a Big Ten championship in football is just as good as making the college football playoff, which it's probably an idiotic statement, but it's very true in my eyes. Because, I mean, it just...
I don't know. The Big Ten championship, what does that mean? You're better than Ohio State?
Ohio State, Penn State, Wisconsin.
Yeah, but I would say we're on the same... close to, if not on the same level as Wisconsin and Penn State on a year-in, year-out basis.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we're certainly closer to their level than we are to the Ohio State level year in and year out.
So basically, if you win a Big Ten championship one year, it just means probably Ohio State had a down year. I'd say that's what that means, more than anything.
Well, I mean, basically, we're going to play Ohio State no matter what. I don't know. I think, I mean, we beat a very good Ohio State team a couple years ago. I wouldn't say that they were a down team that year.
No, but, like, that was Ohio State's, like, one loss in, like, conference that year. Also, that was probably the best game that Iowa football has played in the last decade.
At least.
At least. Like, yeah, we did kick the shit out of Ohio State that day. Like, we just had it going for us and they didn't. But, like, I'm not going to say that game was kind of like a blueprint for Iowa and Ohio State. Like, we match up well, or like Ohio State maybe on the downturn. Like, they just played bad. We played phenomenal. And that was kind of the outcome. And I'm going to hold on to that win for many years because it was fucking awesome. But I'm not going to also sit here and pretend that, like, that type of game is the expected outcome whenever we play Ohio State in the future now.
Oh, God, no. I wouldn't expect that against anybody. It'd be nice to be Northwestern one of these years.
Oh, my God. Fuck Pat Fitzgerald. I think he sold his soul to the devil specifically so he can just beat Iowa every year. And I don't understand how they do it.
They've made more Big Ten championship games since it became a thing than Iowa has.
Yeah.
That's something.
I don't get... I mean, it's just... They're really good at capitalizing on, like, the years when the rest of the Big Ten West is down. So, like, kudos to them for getting it right. But I don't know how in the hell they do it. Pat Fitzgerald is one hell of a coach.
He is. There's no denying that. He is very good at what he does. And I guess one other football note, Matt Campbell.
We don't need to talk about him.
Lockdown at Iowa State. That's it.
Tristan Wirfs and Nelson.
Oh, Tristan Wirfs, Super Bowl champion.
I mean, there's kind of actually a lot of football. Kevin Bell leaving for the NFL.
Yeah.
Tim Polasak
to
leaving
Wyoming.
for Wyoming. Mark Kallenberger stepping away from football. There's kind of been a lot of football news that has happened in the last, like, 24 to 48 hours.
None of it's been really good either.
Not really.
No.
Haven't loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose you could say, like, in terms of just for, like, a program, like, it shows well upon Iowa that like their assistant coaches are moving to like better opportunities. It speaks something to the program if like other teams or if the NFL comes calling, they're like, we think that you've done so good here, we want to give you like an expanded role there, because I think it shows when Iowa's looking to replace those positions, they'll get kind of the top talent available because they've kind of proven we can move you to the next spot. But I mean, yeah, it hurts, but it's just kind of the way that it is. You expect kind of
their assistants. They're like they're gonna move.
You don't expect them to be there for life.
Yeah, but other than that, not a lot of other football news. Go get your vaccine so we can tailgate come August or September.
Man, that'd be cool.
That would be.
I've almost forgot what it sounds like to have a crowd at a game at this point in time.
Or just like walking down Melrose and hearing like the natural buzz. Oh man,
yeah,
moves the needle.
Having 15 Busch Lights in a Walmart bag. God damn it,
classic. Cannot wait. But yeah, do we have anything else? Or Joey, what did you want to do? Didn't you mention something earlier today about ranking something?
Oh, gas stations.
Oh, do we want to pound that out quick?
If you guys have thought about it, then yeah.
Well, I mean, I think there's three pretty clear
I don't think that
options.
there's like a ton to that really come into consideration.
3?
We can do 4. I don't care.
Alright, you go ahead and start, Stan.
My dad just texted me. He goes, okay, Bohannon has no business being in there.
Okay. All right, Stan, take it.
Stan, go ahead.
Your top 3.
Oh, I thought... Okay.
Oh, top 4. Whatever.
What are we doing? 3 or 4?
4.
4.
Do it in order.
Okay. Number 1. God, this is it's kind of tough.
You're gonna break somebody's heart.
I know. Okay. Number 1's got to be like Quick Trip / Quick Star.
Correct.
Yes.
They've kind of just
got.
got.
So we have a universal number 1 there. So
their shit's just. It's awesome.
Their food selection is just off the charts.
And they're just like, especially like the newer ones, they're just like so nice on the inside.
They're friendly, they're welcoming. Yeah.
Yeah, one of them had like a custom like iced coffee machine in it the other day.
All of them do, don't they?
You get to watch it make itself.
Yeah, it's
also,
pretty sweet.
they give out samples.
Do they?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, yeah. So we're going them number 1. Number 2, I'm gonna go Casey's, mostly just because of their pizza. But also, a low-key, absolute fire food selection from them is their the cheesy tater tots that they have in like the food warmer.
See, I like their popcorn chicken.
Those things are absolute gas. Get it every time. And I guess another reason, if you have the Hy-Vee Fuel Saver, you can get a gas discount there. So that's kind of like a nice like added kick in. Number 3, we're gonna go Come and Go. Those are real big in like Iowa City and Des Moines and not a ton of other places, but they're always kind of nice. Shout out to Kevin Krause. He was a real dude in marketing at Iowa. Also, their breakfast burritos are really, really good. Yeah. Those are the best breakfast item that you can get at a gas station. Son of a bitch. And coming in at number 4!
Shout out Mikey.
I don't really even have like a number for one. I don't know, like a Phillips.
They're not bad. You
So
like
you really
the one
don't
on
have
Highway on Highway 6, that's not bad. Like out by Menards there.
That's like the only thing that I had in mind when I said that.
I think you're missing one, but I'll save
it.
it.
You know what? Actually,
don't you dare. If you're
Love.
No!
Yeah, that's actually my number 4 is Love.
Those are pretty nice.
Those are like the best for like if you're on a long road trip because you know you're gonna encounter them pretty much wherever you go, and you know what you're gonna get with that.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of times they have a restaurant like a McDonald's or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is huge on a road trip. I like Love's because of like what you're saying. Like a lot of times when you go like south, they have them like when we went to South Padre, I had them all the way. Going to Daytona, they had them all the way. It just reminds me of like taking a road trip.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so I think ours are all gonna be pretty much the same then.
I have
Quick Star 1, 2. I actually have Come and Goes. The newer Come and Goes are phenomenal.
Yeah. So that's my number 2 as well. And like Iowa City has some shitty Come and Goes, but they also got like the one on Riverside. That's
That
a
was
top of
nice.
the line
And
come and go.
They're if you go there for breakfast, get the sausage, egg, and cheese on a pretzel bun.
Those are really good too.
will change your life.
Come and Go has great
Get it
breakfast
in!
gas station food. But
Yeah.
no, I'm telling you, the breakfast burrito is the way to go.
It
I've
is.
had it,
It's awesome.
but I'm a huge pretzel bun guy. And then Casey's. Really, the only thing that I like Casey's for is the pizza. If I'm really craving a pizza, I will go out of my way to go to Casey's. And I use their I use the rewards for my gas. But nothing really remarkable about Casey's other than the pizza, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then Love's, or really just any modern gas station. Honorable mention here. One that's not one that's built in the last probably 5 years that does have a restaurant attached to it. I like.
Oh, I thought you were going to get specific and name it.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, mine's pretty. I think it's exactly the same.
As mine.
I think I have Casey's at 4. Is the only. Did you have Casey's at 4?
Your Love's at 3.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Love's at 3. They're bigger.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
One could also make an argument for the Flying J.
You know what sucks? When's the last time you had a good BP?
Yeah. Only to get gas ever. I don't.
The J and D Mart in New Vienna. That's a BP gas station.
That's fine.
They got good stuff.
It's all right.
Oh, I guess LD's in North Liberty. They have some decent stuff, but that's also like a hardware store. So
I think that bucket just put Luca over 20. So, yeah. But all right. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
no, just fuck Nebraska.
Yeah.
As usual. We got, what'd I say? Michigan State, the 13th coming up here, and then at Wisconsin, and then Penn State, and then we really have no easy games left. So,
No easy games in the Big Ten, Luke.
yeah, that's very true. I mean, this last stretch has gone to show that. But,
I'm sweating balls.
yeah, it's hot in here. If nobody has anything else, going once, going twice. All right, thanks for listening to another episode of the Hawkeye Tailgate Report. You can subscribe to the show on Podbean, iTunes, or Spotify. You can follow us all on Twitter. The show's is HTR_pod. That's also the Instagram as well. You can check us out on Facebook there. My Twitter is Myers_Luke. Joey's is JoeMama219Sticks. And Stin's is Myers Austin. Looks like the Hawkeyes are going to get back on track here with the win over Rutgers, unless something goes terribly wrong. But as always, guys, go Hawkeyes.